if you're stuck in your agency journey, I can't really blame you because you've been fed BS advice by all these people that you watch online. If there is something that doesn't work, their only advice to you is that you should be doing more. And even though you might be following their advice to a T, you might still fail because these people, they don't practice what they preach, and what they preach is just complete BS. Look, I'm just gonna show you what I did when my agency plateaued. I'm not preaching you anything, I'm just gonna show you what worked for me. And what I'm gonna show you can overwhelm you, but this is business, and if you're looking for easy advice and someone to lie to you, this is the wrong channel. But if you want the real advice, the real hard truth, then keep watching. Alright, so I'm gonna cut all the BS and first explain you why you're stuck in your agency, and two, I'm going to give you the exact solution and I'm going to show you how you can actually implement this. And once you have this in place, you will start running a business that you enjoy running. Currently, what you run is anything but a business, but once you implement what I show you, because the thing is, I can give you every single knowledge under the sun, but unless you implement or unless someone does this for you, it wouldn't make any sense. So if you want to grow a company, you need to have information times implementation. I'm going to give you the information. I will handle the first part, the information part. But you yourself, you have to handle the implementation. And if you don't implement, this will not make any sense. So the reason why you're stuck is because of one thing. And that, my friend, is time. Time is the biggest thing and probably the only thing that's keeping you from growing this company. And the reason why time is your biggest constraint is because currently, although you know that this is something you shouldn't be doing, you are trading your time for money. If you stop working, you wouldn't be making any money because the thing is, you're currently the one who is setting appointments, you're the one who is closing them, you're the one who is fulfilling, you're the one who is, let's say, who are creating your offer. So you are the only person in this so-called business or so-called company, you're the only one who is doing every single task. And if you stop, if let's say something happens to you, and if you're sick, if you're ill, the entire company will just stop and you will not be making any money. So time is the biggest thing that's keeping you from achieving your goals. And let's say you do not do anything else but you work. You don't eat, you don't sleep, you don't piss. Let's say all you do is just work. Even in this case, you will still be beaten by the competition and you will be stuck. Because the thing is, you're stuck in the competition, and in the competition there are other people that you're competing with. So if someone is winning, let's say this is the marketplace, let's say this is your chunk, it's probably smaller but you get the point. Let's say this is your chunk. If you want to grow, you need to do more than these people, because if you want to grow in a marketplace, you should be taking their pie, you should be taking their part of the pie. So the thing I want you to understand is that you are stuck because of the competition. And if you want to beat the competition, you can't be doing everything yourself. Because again, if you do everything yourself, first, you will not be that capable. You can only set so many appointments, you can only be doing so many cold calls, you can only be sending so many DMs, you can only take so many calls every single day, or you can only, you only have 24 hours. And you can't spend this time on setting appointments, closing them, fulfilling, retaining, creating an offer, and building the entire structure. You just simply cannot do every single one of them. So what you do is you introduce something that we call in science or in business, leverage. You need to get more per your input. This guy, as I said, is going to enable you to get more by doing the same thing or by doing less. And the longer your side is, let's say this is 10 meter. Let's say you have two sticks. One is 10 meter on your side and the other one is 1 meter. 10 meter one is just going to give you more leverage. So in the context of business, if you want to get more done, if you want to lift heavier with this fulcrum and with this system basically, you need to have your stick as long as humanly possible. And if you want to increase your stick, here are the tools you may use. You have code, you have content and media, you have capital, and you have people. So each one of them are going to give you different, let's say this one is going to increase your stick by 1 meter, this one is going to increase it by 2 meters, and these content and code is going to increase it by 3 meters. So your goal here, the ultimate goal, is to have a business that has every single one of them. But currently, it's not possible. But if you think about it, one of the biggest companies in the world, Meta, what Meta is basically, it has a lot of people it has basically a shit ton of money because it has a ton of investors, and it's a code about content. So that probably is the biggest reason why Meta is a company that's making billions of dollars probably every single day. I'm not saying that you will be Meta once you have leverage, probably not. But the thing is, you won't have as much leverage in your business as humanly possible, because let's say there are two agency owners. The first one is you, this is you, the small guy, and this is competition, the big guy. Let's say all you do is you send DMs manually, then you take calls yourself, and then you fulfill, and then you basically do everything yourself. You're the first one, the little guy, and your agency is also little. But the second guy, he is using code, and by code I mainly mean AI. Let's say ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, and he has a YouTube channel. He has a lot of content. He has money, and he's investing this money on ads. Because the thing is, you can have a shit ton of money, but unless you use that money, it wouldn't make any sense. So this guy is investing money on paid ads. He's investing. He's using capital. He's leveraging money, and he has a big team. Who do you think is more likely to win? And who do you think is more likely to take the biggest part of this pie? This blue guy is going to take probably double, triple, maybe like he will 5x, 10x you, because he has so much leverage in his business. This guy, this blue guy, he also has 24 hours every single day. But the thing is, he has a ton of leverage and you have nothing. All you do, so I want you to understand this concept as well. There is force and there is power. Initially, you will be using force to be successful. You will be doing cold calls, you will be sending a ton of DMs, a ton of emails, you will be taking a ton of sales calls. But in the initial stages, this is the case. But once you have the ability to use more leverage, and by the way, every single one of you can use more leverage, and there's a free one, which is content. But the thing is, once you have that ability to use more leverage, once you have money, once you have connections, now you will be using power. And power is the thing that's gonna make you wealthy. This guy, force, he can make you some money in the initial stages, but if you try to beat someone just by using force, and if that guy's using power, you will be fucking desperate. These are the ways you can use leverage, you can have leverage. You can have a code, you can have content, you could be leveraging your money, capital, or you can be using people. But you will be using this leverage in your offer, in your conversion system, and in your fulfillment. First, let me just show you how you can use leverage in your offer. Let's say there are two agencies, agency 1 and agency 2. Let's say the offer of this guy, he is selling something for 3K, and this guy, agency 2, is selling something else for 10K. Who do you think has more leverage in his offer? Although these are the tools, like this also is leverage. Leverage is by getting more, by doing the same thing, or by doing less. So your goal is to get more. This guy, if he wants to make 10K, he needs to sell more than 3 people. But if the second agency wants to make 10K, all he has to do is to do 1 sales. So in many cases, this guy will have the most leverage in his offer. But you need to price your offer in the correct way, because you want to give more value than you receive. You should be giving a shit ton of value to these people. So if you want to charge high ticket prices, you should actually have something that is valuable to these people. And the only thing that's valuable, not only thing, but the main thing that these people will desire is to buy the solution or buy the thing that's going to get them to their desired place. Because there is a gap between their current state and their desired state. And you should have an offer that will make their success inevitable. So you should be helping these people with probably everything and anything. And when I say it like this, you think that if I'm going to help someone with anything and everything, this will take so much work. But this will enable you to remove yourself from the business itself. This will enable you to get more by doing the same thing. So you will do done for, look, you can do done for you, you can do done with you, and you can do it yourself. Let's say for these offers, this guy, the first agency owner, he will be doing everything himself, because if he wanted to have a closer, he cannot do it, because you have to pay a closer 10 to 15%, and no closer will be happy by getting $300 per deal close. So you can have a closer. He need to close himself. He might have an appointment setter because his price is okay for that, but he cannot have a media buyer, because if he has a media buyer, then like it will be so costly on his end. He cannot afford to have a media buyer. So this guy, although let's say he spent 5 hours closing this client, let's say he was sending DMs, he had to follow up, So this took time, this took some time. But the thing is, now he has to deliver, and he has to deliver, and he has to optimize those ads probably every single day. Although it's like maybe 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes every single day, he needs to be doing something for this client. But the second guy, this guy, first he can have a closer because 10% of $10,000 is 1K, or if he does 15%, then it's 1.5K. So it's good money for a closer. Then he can definitely have an appointment setter. Then he will have the ability to hire a great team because he has the capital, he has the money. Now he can leverage it. And even though he can do all these things, he will still be making more money than the first guy. So your goal here is to be charging high ticket prices. So for a lot of agency owners and for a lot of local businesses, if you want to take them from their current state to their desired state, you need to help them with their offer, their lead generation, their appointment setting, and sales. Here's how you introduce more leverage. Some of them is going to be do it yourself, some of them will be done with you, and some of them will be done for you. Instead of just offering Facebook ads, you will basically give the entire solution to these people, but you will not be doing everything yourself because you cannot have a team member for each task. You cannot have someone to run the ads. You cannot have someone to consult these people on how to create an offer. You cannot have someone to appointment set for these people because people, they have the least leverage. Your goal here is mainly to be using code and content. Do it yourself is basically you give them an information, you give them a video, you give them a Loom video, you give them a breakdown, and these people have the information themselves, and these people do the implementation themselves. Then there is done with you. This one has less leverage than do it yourself, but this can also be done. So here you basically hop on a call with these people. Like you have to do something with each person. Maybe you need to hop on a call with them, you need to chat with them, but you should be doing something. And finally, there's done for you. And this is the one with the least leverage, because even though you can leverage humans will have leveraging humans will have less leverage than leveraging content. I think that's it for the offer. You should be charging high ticket prices, and you should be offering a lot of things for these people. Then we have the conversion, and conversion is quite interesting because conversion is made up of 4 different parts. You need to first generate the attention, then you need to own this attention, then you need to educate it, and once you educated this attention, now you can convert it. So conversion isn't just hopping on a sales call. You first need to generate the attention, create the traffic, then you need to educate it, nurture them, and finally you can convert it. So you need to be first using leverage in generating the attention part. And if you want to use leverage, you have a few different options. You can do paid ads, do content, YouTube content, X content, Instagram content, but you can do content. You can leverage code. And by leveraging code, I mean, you can automate your cold DMs, you can automate your cold emails, you can even automate SMS messages. So you should be automating these things, you should be using leverage, and the best ways are paid ads, content, and code. So once you have leverage in the generating attention part, now you need to own this attention. Let's say you run paid ads. Now you need to get the information of these people, and by that I mean you need to be getting these people as a lead. And if you want to own the information of a lot of people, you have 2 options. You first send a message to each one of them to get their email basically, or you have the second option, which is giving something to these people that all of them can watch at the same time, or all of them can consume at the same time, and that's not gonna basically take anything from you. And by that I mean you can use a lead magnet. Lead magnet is basically a code. So here you can do a video, you can do a Google Doc, you can do a presentation, but you need to give something to these people that is kind of valuable. And by valuable, I mean your lead magnet, it should be solving problems for these people. So once you own the attention with leverage, now your content, these pieces of content that you have given to these people, now this content has to educate them on your exact solution. You need to do the education, and if you want to educate masses at the same time, you should be using leverage once again. And for this one, for the education, you'll be using content to educate. And finally, there is the conversion. And if you want to convert with leverage, your best option is probably going to be leveraging a person, leveraging a sales rep. So you need to have someone in the business that's going to take the calls for you, basically. So this is how you use leverage in your business. And finally, you have the fulfillment. But in the offer section, I kind of explained how you fulfill. You should be using done for you, done with you, and do it yourself. So by do it yourself, again, I mean videos. Done with you, I mean mainly coaching. And done for you is mainly all about leveraging people. And once you have leverage in your business, you will actually enjoy the business that you run. And it's going to be so easy for you to scale. And this will help you build a $1 million per month business. Like, I guess this is my theory. I haven't built a business that's making $1 million every single month consistently, but this is my theory. I think if you do this enough, if you have enough leverage, and if you basically have enough volume, you will be making a shit ton of money, because like this is your only option. You should be using content. Like, what else can you do? What else is there? You should be using leverage, and enough leverage, a big enough fulcrum and big enough stick can help you move the world itself. So keep that in mind. Leverage is valuable. You should be having leverage in your business. This is how you use leverage, but this is where to use that leverage in your offer, in your conversion system, and in your fulfillment. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope this was valuable. Have a good day, have a blessed day, and yeah, cheers, bye.